My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Good morning and welcome to Joe Knows South Lake. I am Joe Carlisle. Wow, September 17th, man, this year is flying by. This month is flying by. I was driving home last night thinking, man, where did this month go? I need to hurry up and get some stuff accomplished. Well, anyways, thanks for joining us this morning. Want to remind you, please, like, love, and share. No matter what platform you're watching on, if you have that ability, you'd really help us out. Make sure you like the Facebook page. So if you're watching us on YouTube or Roku, go on over to Facebook for a second when the show is all over and like us on Facebook. What are we going to talk about today? Well, you know what? October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are going to actually be covering breast cancer awareness in our fashion. We have several interviews set up to cover this important topic. I have 2 survivors. We have some doctors. I have somebody from the American Cancer Society coming in. So we have quite a few guests. You'll have to stay tuned for that. I just want to let you know that if you know somebody who has survived breast cancer, who is dealing with it, might be a good time. Any young ladies, might be a good time to get some of the ladies' eyes that you know on Joe Knows South Lake, because we're going to be covering some of these topics, and you'll see this as we come down the road. Let's see. College scandal with Felicity Huffman. We're going to be talking about the college scandal and the sentence. We're going to be talking about the best places to live here in Florida and in the United States. And finally, we have as a guest today Adam Rubman, serial entrepreneur, co-founder of Orlando DJ and Lighting. We're really excited to be talking to him. But first, we're going to hear from our sponsors, who I love so much, and see what they have to say. So we'll be back in just a minute. I'll see you then.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Saturday night, October 5th, Claremont, Florida, get ready as local pro wrestling presents Fight Fest, featuring 6 hard-hitting matches, including the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury, against Aaron Epic. In the semi-main event, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and former TNA superstar Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark. And the main event for the evening, former WWF WCW superstar, the Cuban Assassin, takes on the marquee Bruce Santee. Adult tickets are $15 and children ages 5 to 12 are only $10. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. For more details, follow us on Facebook at Local Pro Wrestling or visit localprowrestling.com. Come support local pro wrestling live.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Welcome back. Always so good to hear from our sponsors. Man, you know, Jay, I am really looking forward to that day down the road where we have this massive anniversary or success party because we cross over a milestone, $1 million in ad revenue, or finally 24 hours worth of programmed. We have to make that hard decision. Do we find a place for the block? You know, and I'm really looking forward to that place where I can say, hey, these are the three that started us out. How about you?
I would love to do that, Joe. I'm looking forward to that as well. I think I'm celebrating the small victories right now. Technically speaking,
Amen,
this is the
brother.
best show that we've done this week. So I'm just really enjoying that part right now. So we'll go from there. You know, anything from here is still positive. So.
You know, Jay and I are chuckling a little bit. We had a little bit of a conversation yesterday, not just planning, but where we're coming from and things we can improve. And I just want to say, once again, I appreciate all of our guests and all of you watching, being so patient with us. We are constantly dedicated to improvement. I'm not sure if we'll ever get to perfection, but we're sure working hard to get there. So just want to say thank you, man. I know Jay feels the same way, so.
Yeah, and I also want to thank Joe. Joe gave me a big cup of Joe yesterday. I needed it too. Joe's mentioned several times that we spend a lot of time trying to get to the point where we are 100% functioning at full capacity, and it's just there's so many things that have to happen. And I joke around with Joe. It's all fun and games until you go live, and it's true. It really is, because you start to notice things. I got to fix this. I got to fix this. I got to do that. And Joe has really helped keep me in check as far as really focusing on the things that are important. And I would encourage everybody today to just, if something happens, just there's a reason why it happened. There's a reason why something didn't go right. You just don't understand it yet. So just try to take a breath and take a cup of Joe, and you'll be good.
Wow. See, sometimes I do things I don't even know I'm doing them. That's cool. That's a God thing. That's kind of the way
it's true.
The God works. You know, sometimes you're doing something right, you just don't know you're doing it. Doesn't always feel like you're doing something right. And that's a whole nother cup of Joe. So we'll talk about that some other time. We talked about breast cancer awareness. Again, just a quick reminder, we are going to have several guests next month. I'm looking for guests. If you know anybody who has a really cool story or somebody who works in the field, and breast cancer awareness, the big focus is breast cancer, but other types of women's cancer is covered in that. So if you would like to, if you know somebody that should be a guest here, somebody we should hear from who has a good story and they're willing to share, please reach out to me. You know, onejoeknows@gmail.com, 352-360-8387. Nice little plug there. College scandal. Everybody's heard of this, right? The Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin paid to get their kids into college. You know, here's the thing. They didn't just pay to get them into college. They paid to cheat to get them into college. The big issue here, what I think is really funny, is when you look at the charges, the charges don't actually even look like something to do with the college. It's bribing an official. Right? It's unfair advantage. It's worded some legal way. Felicity Huffman has been sentenced. She is getting the strict sentence of 14 days. 14 whole days. And Jay, check this out. She gets to wait, I think it's till October 28th before she signs up. And I quote from the news, from her lawyer, to get her affairs in order before she serves her time. I wonder, does she get her affairs in order before she goes on a 14-day cruise?
Probably. I would say so.
I can't believe this. They talk in this news story about two other women. One did 5 years, one did 3 years, and all they did was lie about where they lived so their kid could get into a better school district. I mean, this woman pays somebody. Here's a real crap. It's funny to me that they even consider this serious, right? This woman should have been slapped down, straight out. Celebrity, you should know better. You should have a higher responsibility. She should have been given a year, my opinion, a year minimum. You know, she should have paid like a $200,000 fine or been forced to start some sort of a scholarship for people who aren't as deserving. I think the real shame of this whole thing, and I've been told by people who are in the college system, I've been told that this kind of thing is far more common than you would imagine. This is a big deal because it's a celebrity. And I think the real shame of this is a kid who was more deserving lost a spot. You know, I put a lot of kids through college. I helped a lot of kids because I put so many kids through college. A lot of parents can't come and ask me advice. And the truth is, it's not easy to get somebody into college. It's hard to get it paid for. But if you're willing to do the work, you're willing to suck it up, you know, I mean, Miss Pat and I ate a lot of ramen, okay? Ramian, I don't know how it's pronounced.
I think it's ramen, Joe.
Ramen, okay,
I
ramen.
like ramen.
My children would say the same thing. I'm going to give you my
ramen.
Boston Ramian. At any rate,
might have some ramen for lunch today.
Miss Pat and I went a lot of nights. You know, dinner didn't always have meat, right? I mean, this sounds like a joke, but you know, these are some of the sacrifices my family had to make so other kids could be in college, right? I just think the real shame here is I wonder about the kid who didn't get to college because her and people like her cheated their kid's way in. I mean, you know, they were rich. They should have gone. All right, let's go to best places to live. Okay, you know, we're covering South Lake County, and one of the reasons for this show is I think this really is the best place to live in Florida. I mean, you know, if we get a hurricane, it's lost its force, or at least a good part of it. We have a great economy. We have a thriving job market. We have great housing. We don't have a lot of the blight that you see in other places. And so, I know I wondered about the best place to live because one of these articles came out, I think by Money Magazine, the 100 best places to live in America. Orlando is number 17. Tampa's number 14. I figure we're kind of in the middle of that area. So if you get out of the Orlando, Tampa area, you can look at someplace like South Lake County. We're the best place to be.
And technically, Joe, we are Central Florida. So if you talk about Central Florida, you're really talking about the South Lake community, because if you look at a map, we're smack dab in the center of it. And the great news is you go east or west either direction for an hour or so, you're going to hit a beach. So you're surrounded by lakes here. You got the chain of lakes, which is, I think the chain of lakes is, in all honesty, is one of the best kept secrets in the state of Florida. The chain of lakes is awesome. The fact that you can go through all these different waterways, go through all these different cities in our community just by boat, canoe, paddleboard, whatever. I think it's amazing. We have a lot of natural resources and a lot of natural beauty. We have all the commercial things that you need. You don't always have to go to Orlando. And I think we are the best kept secret in Florida, if definitely Central Florida, if not Florida as a whole.
You know, one of the cool things I think about South Lake County too is they seem to all the one of the really neat things about this area is we're comprised of almost seven, realistically 7 different municipalities, because Ferndale is included, right? And so the thing that I think is very unique is these municipalities work together. You know, I mean, Claremont is not working against Mascot. Mascot is not working against Mineola. You know, these guys all get together regularly and say, you know, let's look and see at what benefits us as an area. And they're very, very good at encouraging and focusing on that natural beauty without losing the commercial viability of the area. They play that balance very, very well. And it's why we become a source, a hub for athletics, for outdoor tourism. And technically, I'd like to point out too, Central Florida, we're the best part of Central Florida, because Central Florida technically goes all the way down to Lake Okeechobee. So just want to say that. I know I was amazed at that. All right, anyways, we're going to come back in just a minute with our guest for today, Adam Rubman, serial entrepreneur and co-founder of Orlando DJ and Lighting. We're going to hear from our sponsors first. When we come back, we're going to hear from this guy who's got an amazing story, quite high energy. So tune in. We'll see you in a minute.
Purchasing a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with the Mortgage Firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
Saturday night, October 5th, Claremont, Florida, get ready as local pro wrestling presents Fight Fest, featuring 6 hard-hitting matches, including the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury, against Aaron Epic. In the semi-main event, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and former TNA superstar Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark. And the main event for the evening, former WWF WCW superstar, the Cuban Assassin, takes on the marquee Bruce Santee. Adult tickets are $15 and children ages 5 to 12 are only $10. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. For more details, follow us on Facebook at Local Pro Wrestling or visit localprowrestling.com. Come support local pro wrestling live.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Claremont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Hey, and welcome back. Once again, good to hear from the sponsors. Absolute love for them. I don't know what I would do without people like Mary Rhodes, Les Elliott, or Erica in my life, especially as it comes down to establishing something new like the show. I really appreciate their belief in being cutting edge, and I know we're going to do wonderful. Go use their businesses. All right, that said, I want to welcome our guest, Adam Rubman. Get ready. This is the guy. Adam is the owner and primary entertainer, co-owner and primary entertainer of Orlando DJ and Lighting. He is the joint founder and co-president of Flippin' Board Co., which is a skateboard manufacturing company. And he is a former professional athlete and mascot. And so hopefully we'll have time to hear about all of these. Adam, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me this morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, DJ, you are an entertainer. DJ is almost not the right description for you. Anybody who knows you knows you're high energy.
Yes. And
you've always got a quick smile to bring. Tell us a little bit about your business. How did you get into Orlando DJ and Lighting?
So I went to college down in Kentucky, Morehead State University. And then right after that, I came back home and said I wanted to move to Florida. So I moved to Florida, and I met up with this guy, Mark Houghton, who is now my business partner. He was doing some karaoke at some bars and doing some other weddings, and he knew that I DJ'd. And one thing, and we said, you know what? Let's stop that. Let's just build a business and create something. So we created Orlando DJ and Lighting. Mark had a separate company prior to that, and then we got rid of that, and that's how we kind of started the Orlando DJ and Lighting.
So, to just a real basic about the company. Obviously, DJ kind of says it to itself. You
Correct.
do DJing,
Right.
But like I said, we're going to get into in a minute the difference between DJ and entertainer. But I want to ask, you say DJ and lighting. Do you just do lighting for your shows? Do you do lighting outside of that?
So we provide uplighting, monogram projection, market lighting, anything that involves decor, we can do all that. Everything is LED. It's all wireless. No more of these cables all over the place with the messy rat wires and stuff. Everything is clean, high and tight. We specialize in mostly weddings, but we do corporate along with private events as well.
Now, do they have to hire you as a DJ MC to get the lighting, or will you do that separate?
So there's different packages? We have different packages. So some of the packages are just basic, where it's just DJ only, and then there's packages that include uplighting, drapery, photo booth, stuff along those lines.
Oh, we're looking at a clip of one of your pictures now. Is that a wedding, I'd assume?
Yeah. So this was just a setup over at the Castle on International Drive. We were getting ready to do like a little Sweet 16. So we were just preparing everything, setting everything up.
Good deal. Okay, so can they get lighting separate from the DJ?
Yes. So you can order just up lighting or just market lighting separate from DJ. You don't have to necessarily hire us to entertain. You can just hire us for decor as well.
So you just said the key word. You can hire us to entertain. What is the difference? You and I have talked a couple of times about this in the past. What is the difference? You're not just a DJ. DJ.
Right.
Tell us the difference. What does a DJ do? What does an entertainer do?
The word DJ, it's so just like, see, people say, "Oh, you're a DJ." Well, there's different styles. You have club DJs. You have people who focus more on just beat mixing and making sure things are, just all about the music.
Small, quick difference for us old guys.
So for me, I don't.
What's a beat DJ and a club DJ?
Someone who just focuses more on just the music versus just entertaining and being an MC. Okay. I MC, so I will play what my clients want, but rather than just trying to use turntables, I'm more of a performer, so I'll get out there, I'll interact with the crowd. If I see someone who's shy at an event and I know I can get them on the dance floor, that's kind of my goal, is to try to bring that shy person out of its shell and bring him or her onto the dance floor. And then at the end of the night, wow, I can't believe you made Grandma dance, or I can't believe Aunt Lucy dance. They never do this, So that's kind of what I go for when I do these events. I try to find the people in the corners that are wanting to come out but just don't know how to come out on the dance floor, and I make it so that they feel comfortable and they feel like a family rather than just somebody that just at a party.
Now, how did you come across that? Is that just you?
That's just my personality. I've always I had a coach, Coach Richardson, back in high school. He actually wasn't my personal coach. He was a basketball coach, and I also had my track coach, who Alan Ridley and Jack Boylan, who always had this thing called PMA. To keep in your back pocket. And what it stands for is positive mental attitude. Typically, if you have that, nothing can go wrong. Yeah, there's going to be negative sourpusses out there that are always going to turn you down. But if you can kind of flip the switch and say, you know what? Wait a minute. This is me. And if you don't like it, then I don't need to make you happy. We're not here to make everyone happy. We're here to have a good time, keep a positive role, and just encourage that positive feedback. That's part of being an athlete as well, which brings me into being an entrepreneur. My sports of choice were wrestling, track, bowling, things along those lines, where those types of sports are individualized. So even though you might not come first, second, or third place in the race, if you beat your time, then you've come first place.
Positive mental attitude.
Exactly. So it's not about just winning the race all the time. It's about beating your time and giving yourself goals.
Since you brought it up, I am aware that you were a professional athlete, but not in those sports. So give us a little rundown on that. I know that you were...
So I started off in high school as a wrestling guy, and I wasn't that great at it. So the track coach actually saw me running on the track and said, "Hey, I want you to do track." I said, "All right, cool." My grades were pretty great. I was an average B student. And I wind up getting a full ride scholarship to Morehead State University. And then when I was there, I used to mascot professionally for the minor league team for the Philadelphia Phillies, which is called the Lakewood Blue Claws. And I knew that I did that, and I was like, well, I can mascot at my university and get a cheerleading scholarship. So I got 2 scholarships, and that's kind of how I started my whole mascotting career, when it came from running track and cross country into the entertainment aspect of professional mascot.
See, I'm starting to see connections here, because you went from the athletics to college, where you started to mascot, but because you had that mental attitude, you learned to entertain,
Right.
which shifted you into becoming a professional and a professional mascot is a professional athlete. They might not be the one getting all the star power, but they are a professional athlete. Let's face it, if anybody's ever seen what those guys do, they're doing it in a big, huge, sweaty suit.
People don't realize that, a mascot is just not being some random guy or girl, in a costume, There's more to it. You have to be able to have that big movement. You have to be able to bring a character to life and make people convinced that, hey, this is the real deal, and I've always enjoyed that. Plus, there's a lot of improv. So being a mascot and doing what I do now with the entertainment industry and weddings and stuff, it helps because it teaches you improv. Because not everybody, is prepared at their wedding. I'll give you an example. I had a bride a few weeks ago. They forgot to wear their garter on their leg. I mean,
oops.
She didn't even realize until she sat down. So what do? You have to improv. So we use a scrunchie, So it's things like that that really make my job fun. And when people come up to me and say, "Hey, thank you so much. This was the best. I knew you were able to do it. Everyone had a great time." And that's kind of how I.
See, it sounds like that's what sparks your joy. It's that, making somebody's best day.
Yes.
Really their best day. The dancing. I mean, the party is important, because a wedding is a wedding, but a marriage, I tell kids all the time, they're always working on kids who get married, and, and again, I've put several of my children through it, and several of their friends have gone through it. My advice is always, a wedding is for a day.
Right.
A marriage is for a lifetime. But if you can make that day the best that you can, the least stressful that you can, which is why they hire a guy like you. Because they don't want to worry about cutting the cake or all of that.
Well,
right?
The key to the success of the whole thing is not just me at the wedding. What I tell my brides is, because everyone's like, oh, weddings are so stressful. And yes, they can be. But if you hire professionals that all work together in the industry, from your cakes to your entertainment to your catering, if everybody's on that same page, that bride should not be stressed one bit.
Right.
And that's kind of...
Unless she's a bridezilla, but that's another story.
Honestly, I've been blessed. I pray. Thank you. So far, I have not had too many. I've maybe had one or two in my career. But I've been blessed, so I'm really happy for that. But the key to the success is finding those right professionals, making sure your people that you're hiring have insurance. Because there's so many times that people call up and say, oh, I want a DJ for $400. That's not going to happen with us, And then all of a sudden they go, well, we want someone this. And then 2 weeks before their wedding or 2 months before their wedding, they call back saying, hey, that person ran off. Well, that's the difference between hiring a professional and someone off of another website.
It's funny you say that. My wife and I have been married for 33 years, and I never realized how much this really hurt her. I had a friend in college who was a photographer, and he did a really good job of walking around and taking. And of course, this is a day before phones. You had to have a photographer, and
yes.
They didn't. It was actually the day before you even had the disposable cameras on the tables, and he didn't do any post pictures. We don't have any pictures of the wedding party or her family together. We have a couple of my family, but they were more impromptu caught shots more than anything else. And me, I didn't remember it that way because I'm a guy and I don't think like that.
Right.
And the truth is, I wish now I had hired that professional, because I see the hurt in my wife's eyes. Hurt's wrong. Disappointment. 33 years later, and so you hit the nail on the head. Look, we only have a couple of minutes left. We never got a chance to talk about you being the joint founder and your longboard company.
Yeah, so I can get to it real quick.
Yeah, just real brief.
So
we just got
the longboard
minutes.
company we started about 3 years ago. We did it as a business. This year, actually, we're doing it as a hobby. Mark started it, and I came aboard, and it's a 50-50 partnership. It's flippinboardco.com. That's FLIPPINBOARDCO.com. And
Where did the name Flippin' Board come from? Did he already have that when
So
you came
no, so
aboard?
what we did was we went on Facebook actually, and we asked a bunch of our friends on Facebook, hey, we have 5 names that we thought of. Pick out of the hat, what do you think is catchy? And so we said flippinboardco.com, and then the slogan was give 'em the bird, right? The reason for it is all the artwork on the boards are birds. So there's nothing there's no negative to it. It's not anything that's a bad image.
I think we have your site up right now. Give him the bird.
Yeah, so the cool thing about it is the artwork is birds. The artwork was done by a local artist, Jillian Hatcher, who took time out of her day to design everything for us. And one of our boards was also designed by my business partner, Mark, and Nicholas Caruso as well. So it's really cool that we have this business as a hobby, and we're just trying to push it and get people out there and be active in the community because, like you said earlier, Joe, Lake County is the Central Florida place, and there's so much out here to do. You got your trails, you got your lakes, there's so much fitness going on, and that was our main goal. So between that and the entertainment and staying fit, as long as you keep that PMA attitude, nothing can go wrong.
Do you know, I really want to thank you for joining. And the truth is that we don't get enough credit for everything that's going on and all the cool people we have here.
We don't.
For some reason, all the press and all the attention goes to the northern part of the county. And it's just, we have so much more going on than they do.
It's not just that, Joe. It's also, people want that. Everyone finds the negatives out there.
Yeah,
they don't ever find a positive.
Right.
And that's what you're trying to do.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
And that's what we're doing here. And
I really want to say thanks. We're going to have to bring you back on because we never got to. You're a serial entrepreneur, so we had other things we didn't get to talk about. But I want to thank Mark. Or no, excuse me. I want to thank Adam. You were talking about Mark. My brain still doesn't catch on to it.
It happens.
I've only had one cup, folks. Hey, look, I want to say once again, thank you. Look, if you're watching this, like, love, share. I want to let you know, too, if you know anybody who should be a guest on our show, please let us know. Reach out to me at onejoeknows@gmail.com. Again, keeping in mind, next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm really focusing on let me know. Anybody looking for advertising or sponsorship opportunities, the door is wide open. We can do some awesome, creative, affordable things. We have a little more flexibility than your standard media companies, and we'd love to work with you and help you bring the passion out in your advertising and sponsorships. And finally, if you have greatness inside you, you do. And I'm going to encourage you today to let that greatness out. Dare to show the world that you are great. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow, and I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake.